Today, there's a very narrow decision that must be made. And so I will be announcing today the question of whether the District Attorney's Office, in its professional judgment, feels that there is sufficient admissible evidence to convince a jury beyond a reasonable doubt that Officer Sheskey or any of the other Kenosha officers shot Jacob Blake unlawfully or committed any other offense. The first thing I want to do is talk about a statute in Wisconsin designed specifically for the investigative and charging process for fatal police shootings. Thankfully, Jacob Blake is alive, right? He is grievously injured, but he is not deceased. But this statute is still an excellent guide to allow us our best chance at an independent, investigative, and charging decision. So what is the statute? If it's our guidepost, where does it take us? The statute first requires an investigation by an independent agency. In this case, the Department of Justice, the Division of Criminal Investigations, I'm going to call them DCI, got to the scene as soon as they could. They secured the scene, and they immediately began to be the investigative agency. Ultimately, that responsibility was shared with the FBI in some small amount when they needed additional persons. The statute requires that when that investigation is completed, in as timely, expeditious a manner as possible, it goes to the district attorney in the county where the shooting occurred. And of course, that is, in this case, Kenosha. And in this situation, an exhaustive investigation was done. There's more than 40 hours of squad video. There's hundreds of pages of electronic information. There are almost 200 separate law enforcement reports and almost 1,500 individual pages of police reports. So this was clearly a dramatically exhaustive investigation. And was it expeditious? They got it to Noble Ray, the independent use of force expert on this case, by, I believe, October 8th, 2020, and ultimately to the district attorney's office as well. Then the statute requires that the district attorney, the elected district attorney in that county, must determine if there's a basis to prosecute any of the involved law enforcement. And it is my decision now that I announce today before you that no Kenosha law enforcement officer in this case will be charged with any criminal offense based on the facts and the laws as I will describe them to you now. So it is our decision that no charge will be filed. I'm going to also tell you, just because I think it is important, that no charge will be filed against Jacob Blake in regards to this incident as well. For many of the same reasons, in terms of an overall discussion about this case, that is not something that the district attorney's office intends to pursue.